Welcome to the Report from Tiger Mountain, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about the fires in Los Angeles. People are saying it's climate change. Other people are saying it's other things. So we're going to investigate that tonight and talk about that at the moment on the Report from Tiger Mountain. Stick around and listen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the fires in Los Angeles. Some out there on the internet sphere, internet zone, are saying burn, baby, burn. Now, I mean, that is a rather harsh position to take, I do think, because obviously there are many innocent people that are being hurt by these fires who've got nothing to do with what you call the corruption or the evil of Hollywood and the entertainment industry. And obviously there are some celebrities like James Woods, for example. I think he's had his house burnt down. He and Anthony Hopkins and a few other people who are either not political, or if they are political, they are in favour of Donald Trump. So obviously we send out our compassion to them. Obviously it was a terrible thing to have happened. But what's going on exactly? Well, it is unusual that these kind of fires are swept through in what is technically winter over in Los Angeles. Now, obviously, if you've been to Los Angeles, they never really have a winter. They just have a month or two where it's a little bit colder. But for whatever reason, there's this incredible winds. It's been quite dry. Now, people say that, and Donald Trump has said this, that the reason, for these fires is because they are leaving what's essentially fuel laying around, and they're not essentially clearing the forests so that they've got breaks, fire breaks, things like this. So it's basically mismanagement of the fire, zone. Now, if you look at the fire departments in Los Angeles, of course, they've all gone woke recently. They've all gone, diversity, equity, and inclusion. You have a female lesbian, I think, is the head of the LA Fire Department. So, the city may be burning to the ground, but at least we have a gay female fire chief. I mean, that is, in a sense, almost the stupidity of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because I even think the most left-wing celebrity, when there's a fire, bearing down on their house, they would much prefer a team of 20, toxic male, firefighters who are actually going to put the fire out versus, say, 10 lesbians with blue hair who are going to sit around and go, what do we do? So, you know what I mean? This really points out that, is it any one of these things? I think it's a confluence of things. Now, people have said this is climate change. To what extent? Obviously, I don't believe the climate change narrative. I do believe you're seeing eco-terrorism go on. I do believe these fires have been deliberately lit. I do believe they probably wait until the conditions are correct. They wait for a particularly hot day with strong winds when they know that a fire will really take off. Now, maybe the globalists themselves have been involved in creating this fire. I don't know. There's been a lot of, globalist celebrities have had their houses burnt to the ground. So you're not entirely sure that they're involved. There is Los Angeles water system is controlled by a Jewish billionaire by the name of Resnick. He's involved in making things like pistachios and things like this. He somehow ended up with control of most of California's water supply about 30 years ago. If you look into it online, there are articles about it online, and many of these articles are not by right-wing people, they're by left-wing people who are shocked that the whole water supply for the whole city is controlled by essentially one Jewish billionaire. And, one of the things people have been saying in Los Angeles is that the pumps, the water, to put out the fires is gone dry. In some parts of Los Angeles, there's no water coming out of the faucets. So obviously you can't put out much of a fire if you don't have any water, and that goes for the fire departments as well. So it seems to be an interesting confluence of events. There are a lot of images of the Hollywood sign on fire. Now, apparently those images are fake. The fire has not actually reached the actual Hollywood sign. But, in a sense, it sums up sort of what's going on, that the city is on fire, and that, that is like a symbol of the city. So people have obviously created these images as a kind of, symbolic, representation of what's going on, As I said, there is something of a Sodom and Gomorrah to this, the great city of sin burning to the ground. Obviously, it is only in certain parts of Los Angeles. And if you do know Los Angeles, which I do, it's an absolutely gigantic city. The city is so massive, it's beyond a joke. One of the main places that was hit was the Pacific Palisades. The Pacific Palisades is where a lot of the celebrities do live. So, you're getting people like, Paris Hilton's had her house burnt down. Even Hunter Biden has had his house burned down, apparently. So, the news is not all bad, ladies and gentlemen. But, I think we can't, celebrate the celebrities we don't like having their houses burnt down when there are obviously a lot of innocent people who've suffered here, and also there's probably been some good celebrities, people like James Woods, who I mentioned before, who's obviously very pro-Trump and is a real patriot, and someone like Anthony Hopkins, who's not particularly political, who's just a great actor and a great talent. It's awful to see his house go up. So, it is a tragedy what's going on there. There does seem to be an element of almost karmic something going on. But again, it's also suspicious that this is happening about a week or 10 days before Donald Trump's inauguration. They seem to have launched everything at him at this time. And this is just another, chaos event that seems to have been placed at Donald Trump's door. Donald Trump attended the funeral of Jimmy Carter and was seen chatting and actually laughing with Obama, which is, again, classic Trump. Obviously Obama's done everything he can to attack Trump the last 4 years. And what does he do? He sees him at an event, he's sitting there having a laugh with Obama. So, that's this classic alpha male Trump. I don't know what he's going to do in relation to these fires. I do know that he's blamed Gavin Newsom, who's the governor of California, and I do think that is essentially where the blame lies, and probably with these, diversity, equity, inclusion fire chiefs who have not burnt back properly, who have not cleared the forest. And, our heart does go out to the innocent people who've suffered in this tragedy here at the Report from Tiger Mountain. And there are a couple of celebrities who, who's maybe Hunter Biden, a few people like that, who've maybe, gone up in flames. Maybe they will, take a lesson from that, because if they keep on the road they're going to end up in hell, where it's a lot hotter than even Los Angeles at the present time. So maybe they'll take a lesson and turn to the right path, because it's never too late, as Jesus the Lord said, to repent of thy sins and to get on the right path. So maybe a few of the evil celebrities might turn and even, begin to tell the truth about what's been going on and change teams, so to speak. So it's a very interesting time. It's a time I call the interregnum between, obviously the election and Donald Trump actually taking office. And this is fascinating what's going on, and we'll just keep an eye on the situation in Los Angeles as it progresses. Thank you very much.